Good morning to me. Happy birthday, because it's a birthday. Reborn again, waking up in the morning. It's now 12:30 in the what they call the afternoon, or past 720 minutes. They call it the PM. So you do 720 minutes, and before you do 720 minutes, you do 360 minutes, and that would be halfway, because that's half our life, because that's all we live. We live forward. I've looked all day, I haven't found it. Well, don't stop looking, son. It must be somewhere. That means there's more to look for. Has anybody ever measured the reality of the second sun? I'm looking at these numbers in the Fibonacci scale, okay? And these Fibonacci numbers, and I haven't done the work yet because I want an expert to do the work. I'm just the one coming out with the equation. To calculate at what angle, okay, past the Earth, over the Earth, somewhere around the Earth, that we can have two objects, okay, two objects of light, or more than two objects of light. Well, they were intertwined at area 5555. This will come into 89, okay? I'm assuming that's where it is, at 89, where they cross and create the eye between 1 and 1, 2, 3, 5 by 5, 8 by 8, 13 by 13, 21 by 21, blackjack. Why blackjack? Because it brings in 21 and 13, it brings in 34 by 21. 34 times 21, oh, I just put dust all over my desk. 31 times 24 is 34 times 21 equals to 714, and that is perfect. It's perfect. 714, the seventh gate of the DNA, 714 in that order. If you were going 14, it would be the IT system in the sun. 7 times 14 is 98. 7 by 41 is 287, 1 less than 288, plus 1, because the 1 never counts. 7 times 4 is 28, cycle in the moon. So I know that in the automatic inside of numbers, right, that this times this. So now you get 714, 724, 734, 735, 745, 746, 747, 748. Now, 48 equals to SON. SON could be the enlightenment or the circle of Mars that goes around the last sun. They leave out certain words because the combinations between two numbers, which will equate to a word, okay, fits into that area because of the numbers, a number unknown. In this scenario, it says the DC current through the cube. Okay, I know the 5 and the 2 Earth come up in here, because when you create this, okay, electric company or whatever you're going to create, first of all, this one over here is part of 7 times 3 and 7 plus 3. Is there any other way to get this other than 10.5 and 10.5 equaling to the hand of God and bringing up more numbers telling me a different story, which is 159? Down on the farm, in the manger, in the kitchen, in the laboratories, because it's a balance. Lab and laboratory backwards is the balance of birth. Orientation, or gold. Or 18 and 15, bringing up the one spirit of the 8 heaven and the one spirit inside of Mars. This is where 18 comes up within the word George, G and E, coming from the cycle of the moon. 7 times 5, 7 plus 5, equaling to 12, and 35. 35 being electric company, 12 being 89, the high sky. 1 and 2. It's always a minimum of 1 and 2. If you're half of everything, you are your backside to your front side. Okay, that is 1 and 2. There's many ways to look at this. 1 and 2 can mean 2 meaning the left and the right, and the 1 in between. I am now the triangle of the fish because I'm moving forward. Do you feel flat against the world, or do you feel like you're moving forward against the world? Because that's what it's all about. When they said they gave every single individual born on this earth with a head to think, with the volume on, okay, you do know the answer. But alone, all you know is for yourself. You can only brighten your own life. You can only make the right steps, but everything falls down around you. We are I'm sad about it for everybody and me. And when we can't go out and use our full potential, okay, to the work of our... Whoop, something just happened. I think my camera did not disappear, because I want to finish off with this Fibonacci thing. I was watching on, how do you say it? Archaic symbolism? Chi, ANI, artificial resident, creation heaven of ANI creation. They repeat it, the creation, twice, because it's angel resident creation in the heaven of ANI creation, in the symbolism S and I equaling to area space 44, and east-west rotation, which is the X and X. I'm not going to explain it, but it's the barnyard doors, okay? Two X's together, okay, create 30. X and X are actually 20, but they create 30, because in bowling, the minute you get your first two X's, if you stop, actually you don't mark anything. That's why 30 is nothing. It is only the I. Until you hit that third strike, the first frame doesn't get 30, and the next frame gets 10, so that's why I added up 30 and 10. Symbolism in life, symbolism. The ism part, the 28 is the cycle within the moon, connecting to the 4 worlds, because there's only 4 worlds, but we expanded into 6 because we fit in between the 4. We take up an area of space. The left world, the right world, and then us in between, so now we have A, B, C. Now, whether we have 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, I haven't got to that yet. So I'm looking up the light. The light. And the light is so much for understanding that if we take away light forever, what will happen in our minds? But let's not get into the light because I'm watching that on Keys to Light, the Life and Love. Love is like, I have the light, and now you have my light because I sent it to you. We're sharing the same light. That is the love. I go from here to there. The love is in the sky because it's letting us pass. I am passing one to the other receives, we live in harmony. We don't disrupt the other one. So what I'm thinking right now is I can see it in my head, I saw it, I imagined it, I thought of it, that somehow there's something to do with A, the same light, or B, 2 different lights. 1 string, 2 different lights. 1 earth. These lights burning their magic, both inside of them, through these wrapped around strings. This is the twist tying of the hemp strings, the fiber optics. Can you see the lines in it? There's many strings that go around. Many worlds come twist tied together and come into here to create that energy. Looks like one only burning 2 lights. How about 2 suns? Have you ever checked to see what sun is going up and what sun is coming down, what sun is coming in? The morning sun comes through here, but then the afternoon sun comes from over the top of this, and then it goes away. 1 sun, 2 suns. Do you think that every morning we get up and we see the same sun? Are we seeing the same sun? Is there just 1 sun? Forget about Nibiru. But maybe Nibiru, what we're seeing right now, is what's always been there. The reflection of the second sun. What if there's multiple suns? Right now, somewhere in the world, is it 7 hours behind us? What is the earliest in time right now, somewhere in the world? Where is my sun right now and your sun? And I want to work at, I don't want to go to the other, we can go to the other side of the world and look at this, and then we can go to another part of the world, but maybe the other side of the world might be only a half of the world. And instead of being around on that side, it may just be behind me. 2 circles. On this one over here, Brazil. Africa. On this one over here, Brazil. 2 round circles with an ocean in between. In fact, they're not even circles, because we live in a dome. We could be that flat piece, or half-rounded, right? Living underneath the dome. 2 different worlds, 2 different energy powers. 2 different ways we can balance the earth, actually making it look round. How about that? 14 goes around in a cube. 7 is on top. We might be walking head to head. I don't know. I'm just saying this because if anybody that is that 1%, that less than 1%, that needs this information to take us on to the next realm, that is who would want to have this information. Now, if I was the only one that had it, I'd be one of the smartest people in the world, but I'd have no idea what to do with it. Take 1,000 people asking 10,000 different questions, 10,000 stupid questions. One person walks into the crowd and finds one of the 10,000 of the 100 million that are watching the answer to something that everybody can use. Raphael, 7286. Always excited. I'm not too thrilled with this video. Just found a piece of paper. 1, 2, 3. Automatically we know 2 and 3 must be in between 1. They're the split between 1. It's 2 cubes, and it is the split of them touching. 4, 5, and 6. Forget about them being all the way out here, but they are the half of 2 and 3. 4, 5, and 6 is half of 2 and 3. 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10 is half of 4, 5, and 6. Because once we move all these cubes closer together, these 3 will be living in between. 4 will live in between 7 and 8. 5 will live in between 8 and 9. This is your high sky. 8 and 9 will be living in between 2 and 3. 2 to the power of 3. 3 to the power of 2. And then 10 and 6. The difference will be 3, 3, 3. The different average of 19 over 6, the difference is 13. Same line. Then we'll have 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, but we will not. Because we'll actually have 2 and 3 now on the outside. We'll actually have pi on this side. 2 and 3, 4, the vibration, and then pi. See the way the vibration comes? Why is this pi? 3.1415. The total is 92. Right? And the next 2 numbers of pi is 6 and 5. So when we bring all these numbers in, okay, over here, 8 and 9, we have 1, 5, and 13. Now we're beginning to play the game of pool, because 5 and 13 are a perfect match for the orange sun. Coming in between the 8 and 9, I just explained in the other numbers. Coming in between the gateway, okay, of the cube, of the church heavens, because this creates the circumflex That could be circumflex. Actually seems more like a circle, but in the French language they use it more like an angle or a point. So it seems like the Earth that since they say the word in French, and French is very big, since they say the word circumflex, flex is something inside of a circle, inside of a circle, an arc, and most points, when they design this circumflex in French, they use it as a corner. So actually the corner must be now the round of this. That means we must square off our world to one of the poles or in between the poles. Since the pole on this is in between, we must find that the North Pole is the inside. You know, if I square it off right here, it goes around and in here, and then out of the circle. So my rounds, my real rounds of this world, are here. Right around here. This is where, did you follow what I'm saying? We expect the circle to go all the way around like this, right? But it's not. The circle is because the cube is on an angle, and it's starting in here, in this corner here, inside the center, and it's coming out around. And it's coming out around, then it'll go back in here, right? You see it? See this one over here? It's our circled Earth. If you want to square this Earth off, you have to punch in the Arctic Circle, punch it into the center. That's why it's at the top of the Earth, but it's not the corner of the Earth. The Earth corner is between here and here, okay? But since the Earth corner is between here and here, I'm assuming if this is the top, just listen to me at the top, or is our Earth on this angle? If it would be on this angle, we'd have to understand that the arc would go through here, okay? All the wiring would go through here, but it would be on this angle. Where would that put this part of the Earth? Where is this part of the Earth from here? Imagine this is the Arctic Circle, move all the way over to the right, or all the way over to the left, and find out. You'd have your clock, you'd have your 90-degree angle, because right now it's on the top, and once I push it to this angle, right, this angle over here becomes the edge of the Earth, and this angle over here becomes the edge of the Earth, and now we found our true north and our true south. Now I can turn the dice any way. You see, I can't turn the dice this way. The dice has to be this way. Can't be this way, right? It has to be this way to show it. I just know. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many times? Half to here is 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. I have to go 1/8. It's got to be 1/8. So I got to go 45%. 45% of the total Earth diameter. I must go towards the east. I think that's towards the east from the North Pole to find out where my first 1/8 of the Earth is. And then I have to go left of that to find out where my first 1/8. So I'll be 1/4 away from each other, but only 1/8 away from the pole when you're measuring the pole on this angle here. Because this is the way the Earth has to be. Now, if I'm slightly off, the only other equation you will do is move it back to this angle over here. Okay, and on this angle, I would say that would be the 225th angle. Tick, 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 tick. The reason it's 225 is it's 15 times 15, the relationship to a circle. The 1.5 times any number, because of the O is the 15th letter in the alphabet. And when you do this, right, 15 times 15 equals 225, which is birth. 9 times 25, being 25, the number to Earth. At the same time, 225. 25 plus 75 is 100. 75 times 75 plus 75 plus 75 equals 56. 25 plus 150 is 57. 75. 7 and 5, 57 is the number to the Earth of artificial intelligence. It's where A and I. 1 and 9, which is the reflection to the 7th gate, is 262662, which falls in the year of 5775, 2002, away from reaching all numbers being 7, in which all zeros equal 6, make it 2662, in which 2662 makes 5115, 1551, to the relationship in Mars and the coming of Jesus, and 47, the number of time, halfway to 4 balls on bases, and 7 games in a series where the 4th one takes you forward. 47 times 33 is 1551. 1551, but 47 times 47, which Moses split the time in waters, which is 47 times 47, time of the coming of the separation, when Moses crosses the sea, equals 2209, which is 2269. 22 meaning life, 69 meaning rotation of 2 circles, 2 bodies, 2 Fibonacci, commas, brackets, whichever way you want. When you're measuring, we use 2 lines for the inches, we use 1 line for the foot. The foot is in between the 2 inches because that's the foot higher than both sides of who you are standing in relationship. That is why we do what we do, and I say what we say. There's an equation and there's a design. If there's a design, there's an equation, and then there's a reality to the numerological value that it gets for whatever it does inside its relationship here, all towards numbers, and because we have so many zero area spaces, we can now call this the binary code. Raphael, 7286, in the constellation of Pegasus. Let me tell you one thing. They say you have to take your Mary Jane after you eat, so it'll take away the effect. But yet they say you have to have the Himalayan salt cure for the colon. Before you eat breakfast, before you do anything, you must cleanse the colon. You must cleanse the liver. You must cleanse your entire body. That does not mean mixing anything before. That means Mary Jane, just after a first glass of magnesium, a little selenium inside, whatever it is, natural, very little bit to enlighten what is emptied through the night. Then it's a little easy, slow roll of Mary Jane, very light in the THC, but a very delicate and thin little thing that lasts a long time, so you can breathe in the morning, like the shamas doing all these people, so you can breathe and bring yourself to the vibration of the day. Then you can go and eat. Raphael, but to let everything go from the vibration of waking up in the morning, thank you for watching this video. Tucson's, Arizona. The names and places of the world and so many more things I can say. Ask the question, you already know the answer.